Shanegotyou11, and with me as always is Trey.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Appreciate you guys for being in here. As my phone as my phone makes the notification sound like every time, I always keep forgetting to turn it off. But it's a good thing to know that notifications are working. I know Shane was I think some people have had some problems with their notifications not being notified.
Oh, yep,
So
yeah, we've been having that. So it's been off and on, Trey.
yeah, it's been off and on. So hopefully it gets fixed now, but I mean it's been a week. It honestly feels a little bit more than a week. I mean, you had the Super Bowl that came in last week, and it just feels like it's been quite a long time. But
I know it does. It does kind of feel like that. How was the Super Bowl though for you, bro?
it was pretty good. I mean, I honestly I was only able to catch. I got home at around halftime, and so I only saw like the second half of it. But I mean I'm glad that the Chiefs won. I'm kind of big on Patrick Mahomes. I think he's one of my favorite players currently in the league. So
I
that was
definitely
good.
think they got the Super Bowl MVP wrong though, bro. I'm just being honest. I think it should have been the running back.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't. I mean, how do they even decide that? Because I know it has to be politics. So at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
because I mean, if he
yeah,
was the only running back since 1994 to do what he did.
in the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he didn't win it. And I mean, Mahomes was all right. I mean, he was all right to me, but that's just me. Um,
Yeah, and I guess at the same time, it would be kind of weird. Like I don't know if their thought process was. I mean, because everyone knows who Patrick Mahomes is, but if they gave the MVP to like Damian Williams, I think wasn't that his name? With the Chiefs running back.
yeah, Williams.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it has to be political because it's all about the name. So.
Yeah, I mean, and it was a pretty good Super Bowl, but like I was never sold on Garoppolo, and it kind of proves my point with him though. I know he had good numbers, but I mean, they did something like when he gets blitzed in the regular season, he was terrible. Like, I mean, terrible. Not even like decent, because everybody can get worse when you get blitzed, but he was horrible. I think he was like 1 to 1.5 touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah, I mean Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he's not a good quarterback. Like I mean he was behind Tom Brady, so and, people like to throw around the word, oh he's this guy's a game manager, or this guy's this when it comes to quarterbacks. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo is good. I don't think he's elite though. I wouldn't say that.
I think he's
So.
an average QB. I mean, and he might get better, but he was not. It again, it's how he looks. If he looked like somebody different, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal with him.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, in the chat, aka the comment section, for people that are gonna listen to this back in time, when it's recorded after the fact, but let me know how you thought about the Super Bowl, and I always like to include a random question, which has been kind of an ongoing trend, just something random. And for this week, it's going to be what is your favorite childhood memory, or just memories that you had growing up as a kid?
Dude, I had so many memories, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. So one day, right? Like, I mean, back when I used to make music, I made a song about it, but it hits me back once in a while. It hits me in the back of my head, bro. Like, bang, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I was in fifth grade, elementary. Actually, excuse me, third grade. So I'm already lying, but no, it was third grade, man, and I had a bunch of best friends at that time, like who we were super close. And their names were Elena, I won't say their last name, Alina, and then Derek and Drew. And we went to my friend's house for her birthday. Her name was Elena, and we were all riding a bike. Well, I couldn't ride a bike. I never really learned how to ride a bike, and so we were at like this laundromat, and we were going around in circles. Well, Drew and I were walking ahead of the girls, and we were just all laughing and stuff. And they accidentally went into an open an open door, bro, in the laundromat and crashed into the trash cans inside the laundromat. And they came out just busted up laughing. And you know what's crazy though, Trey, is when I think about it now, I think about how like free and innocent like children are. Because unfortunately, a couple years later, she lost her mother, and her sister ended up becoming mentally disabled. I'm not going to air that out, but just it all changed in an instant. But at that moment in time, man, it was sunny out, clear skies, and we're all just innocent and free, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I'm with you too because I mean I'm kind of getting older now. I mean I'm actually going to be 23 years old coming up in a month. My birthday is in March actually, so that's pretty crazy to think about. But no, definitely. I mean there's times that you think growing up, the things you used to do. Uh, I've been to a few professional wrestling events. It was actually in Spokane. Where Shane, have you been to one of those, Shane, or no?
Yeah, I've been to
Before?
a few. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so growing up, right, I was huge into
Yeah,
like Macho Man Savage, the Boss Brothers. Who was the other guy? Not Hulk Hogan, is Macho Man, and then the other guy. Oh man, help me, help me, help me, help me.
The Rock.
No, no, I'm talking about back in the day, brother. Macho
Uh,
Man. Oh boy. The Boss Brothers. Damn, what was the guy? It starts with a W. Man, hold on. I gotta look that up. Like it's
yeah, all
bugging
right.
me. Okay, so just to talk about, no,
Yeah.
no, not Ultimate Warrior. Thank you, Leader Brother. Thank
Ultimate
you,
Warrior.
Ultimate
Okay.
Warrior.
Okay.
Yes. What's up,
Yeah.
Nicholas? Thank you. Thanks, Trey's brother. Yeah, Ultimate Warrior, bro. I loved him. Well, then I went away from it in high school, but then with my kid, we've gone to a few of them. So I've seen like Undertaker, Kane. John Cena was supposed to be at one, but he got hurt. A few wrestlers that I don't remember their names, but they became big. I also remember, I think their names is the Shield.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Shield, they were before they were big. I saw AJ, yes, and CM Punk. So yeah, so I've been to answer your question in short. Yeah, I've been to a few.
Yeah. I mean, like whenever I've went, and I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like they really put on a good show. Like, and I know people are saying, oh, it's fake or this and that, but I mean, if you ever been to like one of those shows or like you've ever seen it, like it honestly probably takes like a lot of training for them to like pull off those moves without hurting each other. I would imagine it would take a lot of skill for them to do that. For the
No, like because people in general they get a little bit mad, like they make fun, like they're like, "Oh, you going to see wrestlers?" Whoop whoop, um,
Yeah,
and joke, but it's like no different than like a soap opera for the women out there. And in a sense, like it's like a movie, it's like an act. We know it's fake,
yeah,
but it's still kind of cool, man, because they hurt themselves, and it's just it beats up their body and all that stuff. Hey Trey, so I got a good idea from Nicholas. He's in the chat.
yeah.
He wants us to try to predict the draft that's in April, so we could try to do that maybe in late March, early April before of it before.
Yeah, and I mean, like, do you follow college football? I kind of do, like, off and on. I'm a WSU fan, but but I mean, I'm not really that into it. Like, are you, Shane, though?
I
Or
I mean, I definitely watch WSU. I watch college football. But I think that we should maybe do a mock draft. I think that'd be kind of cool and study it. Your brother says it'll help you. Oh yeah, Little Red. The theme diamonds were really
yeah.
big. I heard. So I'm just saying we could do maybe a mock draft. I know that in mid March I'm going to do the March Madness picks. And oh hey Trez, gonna talk to you about this. But so anybody who's into March Madness, um, go ahead and make your picks. We will make it a March Madness NCAA tournament. Um, So what will happen is we'll do a March Madness tournament podcast in mid-March once the brackets have been revealed, and you pick the winners each game, and it's going to be in the comment section. So it'll be a long it will be a long reply from everyone. But if you guys get it perfect, I will spend $750. I'll pay the winner $750 if they get a perfect bracket.
Okay, that's what's up.
Nicholas, you showed me it, bro. Yeah, so just letting you guys know, $750 if you get a perfect bracket though, and which is really hard, man. If you guys do that, you can have the $750.
Yeah, for sure. So do you still have Gonzaga winning it all, or like what's your, I guess, early predictions
Uh,
for how they're gonna do?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not really sold on them. As
Yeah.
crazy as that sounds, they're 22-1. They're number two in the country. Should still be number one because you shouldn't lose a spot in the ranking if you keep winning. That's just utterly dumb. But it doesn't matter. I'm not sold on them yet. Sweet 16. I think Sweet 16, possibly maybe Elite 8. I'm not sure. The first couple of games will tell me. If they struggle in the first couple of games, they might remind me of the 2013 Zags when they were the number one seed. Everybody thought they were going to go to the championship, and they got beat in the Sweet 16. So I don't know yet. I'll have to see how their moxie is in March in the first couple of games. But I will make the prediction too with you guys. But it will be the West Coast podcast. But it'll be about March Madness podcast. Um, yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely break it down. And Nicholas, I do think Patrick Mahomes will stay with the Chiefs, but he won't win as many more Super Bowls as people think. Anyway, sorry, Trey. Go on. We got off topic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all good. So pretty exciting stuff going on later on. But I mean to touch back on about the whole wrestling events. I mean, I probably wouldn't go out of my way to go to another one if you know what I mean. But if there was the Royal Rumble coming here, I think the Royal Rumble like passed by not that long ago. But I would definitely. I think the Royal Rumble is probably the coolest thing, honestly, in wrestling.
I want to go to the WrestleMania one year.
Yeah, WrestleMania, that too.
I just got to get back in. I just got to get back into it because um, it's really cool, man. At times, I just got to know who they are because sometimes I'm confused who they are and stuff. But my son does a good job of telling me everything. I just know. I
Yeah,
just know, man. With the newborn on the way, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun.
yeah. I mean, would you like would you go to a Super Bowl and I know because there's actually been I know that if you guys know RBT and your boy Pizza, they're kind of big names in the Madden community. They're not competitive, but I mean they get flown out to see the Super Bowl. So I mean if you guys can get us to the amount of subscribers that they have, so that we can go to a Super Bowl, and then we'll make a vlog about it. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
But
that would be legit. I mean, I'd have to do a road trip though, bro, because I don't like flying. But definitely though, yeah. I mean, Trey, we'd have to blow up, but we're slowly growing, man. I think we're
yeah,
at 1,970 subscribers right now. That's
Yeah,
over.
we're almost at 2K actually.
Yeah, that
Getting
means we're
pretty
almost at
close. Yeah.
1,300 subs game this year, which is not
Yeah.
like, oh, mind blown, but we haven't had any like videos blow up, like go viral. We're just steady,
Yeah.
so hopefully that happens. Yeah, Nicholas, they get flown to the Super Bowl and get to do that stuff. Like there's pros out there. I don't know if you saw this, Trey, but like Skibbo hangs out with football players in the back room and all that stuff. They play video games. They get flown out to what's that one wrestler? Kofi Kingston? No,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
him.
I
That
think yeah. Yeah, they played Madden and
yeah, Skibbo and
yeah,
Kofi are
so
cool.
I mean, do you think that that's kind of crazy though? Because, and I mean, this is actually kind of interesting because in Fortnite and in other games, that I feel like they kind of give the perks, like stuff like that to like the top, like the professional players. But it seems like and I know that there may be some young people that listen, that might listen to this, but I mean, your boy Pizza and TD Barrett, they're not good at Madden. I mean,
No, no.
they make good videos though. They make really good videos, but they're not good in Madden. So I mean, it's kind of interesting how they have this EA Game Changer program, and it's like and a lot of the YouTubers are in there as well. But I mean, like, who would you rather, if you had to choose, like, who would you rather have, like, being part of the Game Changer program and tell EA what they want in the game? I mean, in terms of like gameplay updates, like, would you rather have like Henry or like Skimbo or like TD Barrett or you know what I mean, your boy Pizza
I'd rather
in
have a
there?
non-competitive player.
Oh, you would.
Yep, because I think they're
Yeah,
super biased, bro.
yeah,
So
that's
like for
true.
me, I'd be like, hey, if you switch up, your whole players get knocked down. I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
that's what
like,
you would do.
like, you saw the tweet today. You replied to the tweet and you liked it, and I replied to your tweet. But
Yeah.
they definitely. Do you see how they write like the like RG and write EA Madden like, hey, I think this, and hey, I think that. I just think that
Yeah.
they talk like professionals talk to. I think what you need to do is take info from different professionals, maybe, but
Right.
not in the same crew, if that makes sense, and not together.
Yeah. I think that, like, I mean, obviously, if there's a bias, but I mean, if we were to assume, like, if hypothetically we were to take a a guy that's good in Madden, maybe a pro player, and they're not going to be biased because they're not going to be biased, like they're going to like try to take it seriously and give feedback that's good for everybody, then I would probably prefer that.
Oh yeah, yeah, me too.
But
Okay, if you're saying that
yeah,
they're going to be non-biased, sure, I'm
yeah,
110% on board, but I am not sure they wouldn't be biased, bro.
yeah. And I know that me talking, it kind of sounds biased in a way because I'm someone like I wouldn't consider myself a pro obviously, but I mean I kind of want the game to be like competitive. I want the game to kind of have like a skill gap involved.
You
But
know,
so it does sound biased when I kind of say it like that, but I mean I think a game needs to have a skill gap.
okay,
That's
here's a
kind of
good
what makes it a
here's a good
game.
question though, Trey. And it's Little Red kind of beat down that path, and you've brought it up before off air. How we talk about what is a pro, right? What's a pro to you?
Yeah.
What's a semi-pro? What's a non-pro? Okay, so Little Red said EA needs to draw opinions from a large group of opinions, not just the pros, right?
You
So
yeah. Yep.
I just when I get asked that way, I would then be considered a pro because I get asked for opinions after every tournament and after every game drops. I get the what's that called? The demo. Excuse me, the
The
demo. So
beta. Yeah, the
yeah, so
beta
the
code.
beta,
Yep.
the
Yep.
demo, whatever. But I get to play the beta. I get asked what I think of the game, what should work, what shouldn't work. After each tournament, they ask me what did they like, what should they change, what's your
Right.
opinion, and I'm probably in the minority though. So see, so my opinion probably doesn't fly as high. A, I'm not a skimbo or a kiv, so that doesn't help me. But B, I bet anything. I'll bet anything that I'm in the minority of what I like to play as. I guarantee you, most people want to pass and just run one tough blitz at it.
Yeah.
So what's a pro to
Yeah.
you
For.
then, Trey?
I mean, a pro to me, and this is how I break it down because, like if you're in the top 100, because if you're in the top 100 in Madden, like even if it's like online head to head or whatever mode it is, I mean technically you're in like the 1% of everybody that plays that game. So like Shane right now, he's in the 1% of the people that play Madden. But I guess there is, like you have the 1% and then you have the 1% of the 1%
Yeah, there,
that
there's definitely the 1% of the 1%. Yeah, I'd agree on the 1% of the Madden community, but I'm just not the 1% of the 1%. So,
yeah.
Trey, would you consider me a pro then?
Yeah, I mean, I would consider you a pro, and the reason, like, not because of the leaderboards, but I mean, you're somebody that makes money from Madden, not just from EA, which it would be nice, but I mean, you do money games and you do streams and that sort of thing. So yeah, but I
Okay.
mean, I think it's kind of biased too because like, and I feel like there's some streamers out there, like I wouldn't really consider them good pro players, but I mean, I
Yeah.
think for me, if you made a live event, then you're a pro.
Okay.
But
See, to
okay,
me,
what?
okay,
Yeah,
what's
go
that?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. What's your opinion?
I think there's a couple things.
Okay.
A, do you make money from it? B, is it a decent amount of money? If you make a decent amount of money and you don't make tournaments, but you do kind of what I do, I'll use myself as an example. Make decent money. I'm always in the tournaments. I just haven't been back to a live since 2013. I would say you're probably a pro. Are you the elite pro? No. But are you a pro? Yes. The pros that I don't think, the people that I don't think are pros are kind of the people that make just the online tournament part, even though this sounds like, okay, this sounds hypocritical, but they don't make money in money games. Does that make sense? So they don't make money on money games. They just lose in the online part. Would I consider them semi-pro? Yeah, semi-pro. But pros to me, you gotta at least make money from this game and a decent amount. So then you can toss around what's the top pro, what's the elite pro. Like I said, I'd consider myself a pro, no ego, but I'm not the 1% of the 1%. Like the Skimbo and the
Right.
Kivs of the world, they're the 1% of the 1%. I do think EA needs to pay out more. I think it'd bring in more people, way more people. They already shattered records for the most amount of people trying out for these tournaments. So you spread out the money, or you just put more money into it. You're gonna get more people playing. Like honestly, me, I should have gotten something. I mean, don't you think, in your opinion, like when we looked at the Fortnite breakdown of salary and money, don't you think me being in the top 50 basically this whole year, I should have gotten paid decently?
Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you a question. So they recently came out with a statistic online, and if there's anybody in the chat or and I'm gonna have you guess, but okay, so guess how much money EA made off of microtransactions within the last month, or not the last month, but like I think it was like the last 3 months.
I'd say 6 million.
It's way more. They made $3.2 billion with a B.
See, that's so
And
crazy.
okay, so check this out. They made $3.2 billion in first place at the Madden Challenge. This live event got $30,000. Could you imagine if the NFL made $2.5 billion, and then they paid Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes 100,000.
No, I mean that's just greed, though, bro. It's total
Yeah,
greed, and it's because they know that people don't have any pull. They don't really have any pull. They know they'll be back, and they like, yeah, Skimbo's made 200,000 in the last 2.5 years. That's really, really good. That's really, really amazing. Uh, the problem is when we looked at Fortnite, right? And yes, I know there's
yeah,
way more people playing, but wasn't like 50th place like $70,000 a year?
yeah,
And you're telling me EA
exactly.
Madden
Yeah,
can't do that? Like even if they're like,
not even.
hey, Shane, you get 20,000 for being in the top 50 all year. Like, but they don't. I got jack crap. And Little
Yeah,
Red brings up like a good thing. Um, about like, okay, YouTube kind of hurt the people because you can see what people run now and what people do meta wise. Here's what I'll say this to this Little Red. I understand where you're coming from because what happened was like YouTube puts out and I'm under that list. I mean, Shanegotyou11, go check me out. No,
Shameless plug.
yo, right? But I'm just saying, I
Yeah,
understand. I understand what you're talking about, Little Red. Like, yeah, before YouTube and Twitch, people had to learn their own plays, and it wasn't as much of a meta, but it
yeah,
was in a smaller community. So yeah, so you'd have one crew running glitchy plays that people couldn't figure out, whereas now people put them online and make their own money. And so it's a catch 22. Like, you know what, Little Red? If Madden paid more, people wouldn't have to do it. And honestly, there's a lot of players out there that make YouTube videos that don't even try to make the tournaments. They don't even try to make money games. What they do is they see what people run on streams, talk to them, and then put the videos out. Like, I'm one of the few. I mean, and when I say few, I mean like 20 people, 30 people that are YouTube Madden pros that put out their own tips. Like, there's a lot of them out there that go on Twitch, go on YouTube, watch games, then they write the person and say, "Hey, how'd you do this? Hey, how'd you do that?" And then some pay them, some pay the pro players to get a tip, and they put it out on their channel, and they blew up. I mean, so that's it's just a catch 22. I mean, if Madden paid people more, there wouldn't be a big deal. I think I've been in the top 50 almost all year, and right now I'm 54th on Last Chance Qualifier. They just need to pay out more. I guess that's just my opinion.
yeah. I would agree with that for sure. So, but I mean, yeah, the whole YouTube thing. I mean, and I still feel like because I'm someone that I like to kind of run what I run. I don't, and it's not really because I think that people that do run it aren't good. I mean, I think 146. I talked to Shane about this, but I think 146 is kind of brain dead. But I feel like some of the nanos that people complained about in years past. I feel like it took some type of skill to run like nickel blitz because like in Madden 17 when nickel blitz was was popular, like you couldn't change the deep blues. So like if you knew someone was running nickel blitz, you knew that they were only running cover two. So if you knew how to beat cover two, then you could just throw a seam down the middle or something.
Yeah, but you
But
want to hear something crazy, Trey? You want to know how easy 146 is to run? I don't run 146. You can vouch for me on that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so one night, one of our guys in the group, he's made a live event. I'll say his name, Ty Eagles. You know him.
yeah,
He's in our group. You
right,
saw that, right?
yeah.
Okay. He asked me to run 146 against him. He could not pass on me. You know how ridiculous that is? I don't even know how to really set it up. I just pressed, pinched the linebacker, spread the defensive line, contained, and I'd get in almost repeatedly. He once or twice he got some good completions, but I picked him off multiple times. It's just brain dead to me.
Yeah.
And Nicholas asked the Madden belt winner. The Madden belt winner was Nick, right, Trey?
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get
Oh,
into it.
okay, okay.
Okay, yeah. As a matter of fact, let's do a transfer into that. So with the Super Bowl that came up last week. Okay, so the first MCS belt winner of Madden 20 was Sirius Mo. He was the classic tournament. The game mode was regular teams, and second place in that live event was Henry. And then you had the Madden 20 Club Championship. It was ran by Voltarax, and he ended up beating Drini. And now you have the Madden 20 Challenge. And you had the young comer. Wait, and keep in mind this is actually 2 years in a row because last year it was Kretobin, and that was his first live event. And then this year you had Noah, who I believe this was his first live event. I'm pretty sure, and he came in and he ended up beating Clef, the God, in the finals. So that's your Madden 20 draft champion, aka challenge winner. I mean, I watched a lot of this tournament. I thought it was pretty good. I kind of liked, like how, which was pretty cool. Not a lot of people seen this, but they actually did like an analysis of everybody's draft, and they would kind of say, "Oh, I like this pick." I thought that was kind of pretty cool. So it's good to see that EA is kind of stepping up in the production market. But I guess Shane, what's your overall thoughts of the Madden Challenge that you've seen?
Well, so on the Mutt draft, I really think my favorite thing was zero abilities. I believe that abilities bail people out, and I know I'm in the minority, but Noah had a good scheme, but he also had a good draft. And a good draft is everything. But he did it the best. As you can see now, everybody was running strong close. I was running strong close at the start of the year, and now, like, if you're playing last chance qualifier, people are running strong close. But Noah, I mean, he did amazing, and it's crazy. Like, I think, what did he win? 30 grand, Trey?
Yeah, I think first place took home 34 grand, and I think he's only 17.
Correct. He's
So
only 17. And to answer a question, Nicholas, they're just the best of that mode. There's multiple different ways to win the championship. Now, the
yeah,
Madden Bowl coming up in April is what Madden pros consider the Super Bowl of Madden. So whoever wins the Madden Bowl, at least to certain pros, that means you're the Super Bowl winner, kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs are of the NFL. I don't know if you knew that, Trey,
correct.
but that's what a lot of the pros take it as. So the Madden Bowl, the last one of the year, is considered the Super Bowl for Madden.
Yeah, the Madden Bowl is like the Super Bowl for the competitive Madden community,
Yeah, so whoever
which
wins that
is
one in
yeah,
April is considered the best Madden player of the year because they only take the top 16 best Madden players out of everyone and put them all together in a little pot.
yeah. Okay, and this is actually a good question because one of the topics that was brought up throughout the broadcast was, people say, like getting the money is cool, but there's some people that say that getting a belt is very important. Because when you have the belt and you have the respect amongst your peers as being one of the toughest person in that particular game. So I want to ask Shane, like, do you think that, if you ever made it to the level where you got a belt, would you agree with that statement? Like, do you think that it's important to have, I guess, the respect of the community, or is the money kind of
Here, I'm
taken?
going to be honest with all of them. They're full of crap. It's about money. Okay? And
Okay.
then once they get the money, once they've made enough, like, okay, so let's just say, what was the very first one? Madden Classic?
This year,
Yeah, the regs.
yes, yeah,
So, okay, so, like, let's just say you get second or third place and you get like 20K, right? Well, that's good money for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So now they want that belt. But before that, it's all about the money. And yes, maybe if you're 15, 16, 17, it is about the belt. But like for people like in their 20s and 30s and they're trying for the money first. Don't get it twisted.
yeah,
Like I mean if they're like, "Hey Shane, you're guaranteed second place and $30,000, but you're not going to win the championship." Or we don't know what's going to happen and you may win the championship. 90% of them take second place. So don't get it twisted. Most is about the money. And then once you make enough money like the Kivs or the Skimbos, of course then it's about winning the belt and
yeah,
becoming the best ever. But that'd be a good question. If you were guaranteed to get second place but not the belt, but win 30 or 40K, or it could be random and you don't know if you win any money, which would you rather have? I would say 90% of the community picks the money. So to me, that means the Madden money is about everything over the belt.
right, right, and I kind of understand where they're coming from. I feel like, if you're a part of like any community or any game, because a lot of these guys are competitive, like they want to be known as like the best. But I mean, but at the same time, I mean, even if you do win the belt, I mean, how many people? I mean, how many
Care?
people are? Yeah, and well, how many people care, and then how many people are gonna be like, because they'll post a video on YouTube, and then you'll have like five random people that probably never played Madden in their life, be like, oh, I can beat this guy. He only runs the same two plays. I could beat him. This and that. So it's like, but at the same time, they get the respect of their peers. So I guess that holds more weight
Well,
than
yeah,
just
yeah, but you know
any
what?
random.
Especially if they're a Twitch streamer or a YouTube streamer or a YouTube tip person, like for me, it'd be totally beneficial. Like I would have about 25,000 subs right now, 25
Right.
thousand if I won it all. So yeah, it's a catch 22, but it it really is about money first, and then the belt. I'll guarantee if RG or some popular Madden person wrote it that way and people were honest, 90% would say I'd take that 30K before worrying about the belt. Because what are you gonna do? Wear it out in public?
I
No.
mean, I mean, they might. Shit.
Yeah, they might, and
But
I don't know, like not a lot of people checked out episode 3 of my docu series, which is fine. But it was actually the back history of Madden, and it's crazy though how many Madden players are NFL players. So many NFL players are Madden players, and just by researching and stuff, like a lot of them are egotistical, like they think their ratings too low, they think they're better than they are, but they
yeah,
literally play people and they literally log on and play and try to beat people. So yeah, it would take, like, for example, it would take, like, this channel to the next level if I went far in a live tournament, and then I could be like, hey, Tyreek Hill or Russell Wilson's playing me on stream. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it does matter in that sense.
Right. Yeah, yeah, it matters in that sense for sure, and then also, and then there is kind of two more things actually that I kind of want to say about the Madden challenges. If you guys don't really follow, the live events, but there's a guy, his name's Scott Cole. He's been a part of the community for quite a long time. He's probably one of the better announcers involved in the MCS since it first started. I think he was even around, back in Madden 16. So, but I mean, people are saying that, this is going to be his last live event of him announcing. So I mean, go give him a follow on Twitter. I believe his Twitter is Scott Cole Show, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, give him a follow. I think he said he's gonna start doing college announcers and stuff like that. But definitely go give him a follow and support him throughout his future endeavors, I suppose.
Yep.
But
If
I
they
mean,
if they paid more, man, they'd stick around more.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I wonder how much I wonder how much they pay like Sirius Mo and Drini to be
I
announcers.
don't think much. I really don't.
Yeah,
But like that, the main announcer now, the guy that's like huge, that was a real
yeah,
announcer. I think they pay him pretty decent.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they pay him decent, either that or he might just be retired. Because I know that there's still some people, like some older people, which I kind of and I'm gonna be honest, like like if I had the money to retire right now, I would, and I would be okay with that. But I mean, I know that there's still like some older people out there that they are retired, but they're still what's the word? They still want to be productive and do that. So
Yeah,
so
but
it's either they
I
pay
don't
them
think
well or
I don't think he's retired, bro. The last I saw, he was
yeah,
like the color commentator for Boston Red Sox and UCLA Bruins.
yeah.
But I think they pay him. I bet they pay him probably 5 to 10K for the weekend.
Yeah, something like that. And I know that they're probably on NDA, non-disclosure agreements, so they
Oh
probably can't
yeah,
even
yeah,
speak.
you're
Yeah,
probably right. But I don't
yeah,
think Sirius Mo and Draney are getting paid that much, if at all. They might get paid, but not much. But I think they're also trying to set them up to become broadcasters if they retire.
yeah, for sure. And I know that like how you could get I think Sirius Mo as a coach in a Madden Ultimate Team. They probably don't get much money for that either, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, maybe. Well, for likeness.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much, but I don't. I mean, maybe it's all in the contract. Like we can use you for likeness and whoop de whoop, and maybe they don't get anything. But I mean, it'd be cool to see yourself, as a coach. Like that'd be pretty legit.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, like I would probably just take whatever, you know. But I mean, at the same time, like when you're just starting off, it's like I'll just take whatever. But I mean, at some point, you have to know your worth. Like if you're somebody like Skimbo or Young Kiv, like you kind of have to, and I almost think that like maybe like the Madden players should like almost form like a union. Because I feel like if they like formed a union and they told EA that they should pay better or whatever, I think people would listen because the people that do watch the MCS, they don't say, hey, put on Joe Schmo's game against little Johnny from across the street. They show up and they want to see like Henry or Young Kiv play.
Yeah,
So
but in the end, I think EA just needs to pay out more.
yeah. But anyway, so I mean, speaking of streamers, my guy K-Mac, it did not look good for him, and I actually like K-Mac personally. I think he's a pretty cool guy. I know he does a lot of MUT stuff, so maybe he's just not used to playing without abilities because I know he got his playbook and he got a good team, and I think he won one game, and that was kind of it for him. So definitely a rough go. But I think that when there is a streamer that shows up, I think naturally you kind of, I think naturally people, it's kind of hard, especially if you're somebody that has like an ebook out, and then it's like you're almost pressured to like win every single game because people just expect you to win every game when you have like an ebook out and all that.
Well, yeah, that's what they definitely think of that way. But the problem is, again, he still made the live event. I actually thought you were gonna bring up Kep, but you said K Mac.
Yeah, well, we were still on the Madden Challenge event, but yeah, Shane he did make an appearance on notable streamers page, which was pretty awesome. I think that might have been. I think were you on Henry's stream too back in the day?
Oh
Or
yeah, last year.
no?
Yeah, last year. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, this is kind of which is kind of crazy because so when you saw his name in the top right, like, did you know who that was
No,
or
no,
no?
not at all. Nor did I
Oh.
care. I mean, people let me know who it was right away, but I mean, it didn't make me change my game up or anything.
Right. So some people message you and were like, "Hey, you're playing Big Cap or
Yeah,
something."
hey, you're playing Big Cap. He's a huge streamer. Please beat him. He's annoying as hell. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I beat the living brakes off that kid. And he basically, I mean, you were in the stream, right? Weren't you in his stream? Or did you
Yeah,
come too late?
yeah, you said in the Discord you were like, "Hey, I'm playing Big Cap," and I was like, I almost didn't believe you, and I was like, oh, okay, and then sure enough, because I thought he was on Xbox for some reason. Like I don't know a whole lot about him, but I thought he was on Xbox, and sure enough, I go to his stream and he's playing you, and like, and he was basically saying, "Oh, this guy's cheating. How does he have all these good players in these positions and be under the cap limit and stuff like that?" So,
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, and then he made some rude comments, and then I whooped him though, Trey. I
yeah,
whooped him. I beat his butt, and he basically told me to go like play in traffic, I guess, in nicer terms.
yeah, I heard that. Oh my God, I heard that. Go play in traffic.
And then I wrote. Then I even was try. I even tried to be nice, bro. And I got in his stream, and
Yeah,
I was trying to ask, like, why would he say that? Like, how childish, and he like
yeah.
banned me, bro.
I think I've seen that too because I was in his stream and but I wasn't saying anything. I was just watching, and then I saw your name on Twitch, but I couldn't see what you said because they like banned you instantly.
Yeah,
So
I literally asked, like, why would you tell me to go, like, basically, go play in traffic, bro, like, over a game?
yeah,
So then I wrote him on PSN, like, I'm not even gonna front. I wrote him on PSN. I said, bro, you need to grow up a little bit. It's a video game. I said,
yeah,
I said, don't get beat up though, bro. That's dumb. Which I shouldn't have, but I was a little annoyed because he's calling everybody like basically a snowflake and whoop de whoop, but he's banning everybody, right? You're banning everybody.
exactly.
And then he
I
wrote me.
mean, I mean, he's hypothetical. He's hypocritical, not hypothetical. Hypocritical. Because and then something else he said. He he said something like in the messages. He was like, being a grown having a wife or this and that means to that I have to be responsible and this and that. And it's like, dude, you're literally on stream every day playing video games.
Well,
And
and
you're
and
trying,
it's not even that, but like it's not
yeah,
even that. Like I could care less if you're 75 and you're rolling
yeah,
down a grassy hill and you have fun doing that. You
yeah,
literally said, I have to be mature and deal with you guys who are immature. But all I did was beat him in a video game. And he
Yeah.
told me to go play in traffic. And then when I wrote him to be like, why would you do that? He had his little minions ban me. I didn't even say anything wrong at first. Then I got a little bit fired up. And then he wrote me back basically, and he was like, come to North Carolina. I believe that's what he said, right? Come to North Carolina. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I go, I'm not going to, nobody's going to fight anybody. Um,
Yeah, for real.
just basically come to, like, we can play for money. I'll take your money. You saw me say that, right?
Yeah, and then
And,
he didn't say anything.
and then, but he ended up writing me later that night and basically told me to go, like, quit breathing, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he told me
Yeah,
to quit breathing,
yeah.
so I was like, I'm like, bro,
All
quit.
over a video
Yeah, I'm
game.
like, bro,
Yeah. Oh.
quit writing me. And he's like, yo, quit pausing the game, quit pausing the game, because I guess I was playing his boy Hard Flats, who's a big time streamer on Twitch
Oh
too.
yeah. And then
He
he was mad because you were pausing the game.
so he scum kicked me, bro. He scum kicked
Yeah.
me, and it bounced off my guy, and he picked it up. So I paused, and I was like, really, we gonna do it? We're gonna play like this? Which I
Oh
mean,
yeah, okay. And then one more thing before you go ahead. So in the Madden community, there's kind of this I guess like it's kind of like an inside reference to where like it's like talking shit. It's talking trash, but without talking trash. Like if someone gets something fluky on you and you pause the game, that's like them saying that like pause. I got cheated on that play, and then you resume. So I would imagine that that's kind of what you were doing in a sense
yeah,
when
I
he scum
was,
kicked you. Yeah.
and it wasn't. What was it mature? No. Usually, do I do that?
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
But he did it, and then the crazy thing is, one of our guys in Discord asked me to look on something on his channel, so I had to pause it again really quick. That's what started kept writing me back again, like quit pausing the game, quit pausing the game, and I'm like, bro, why are you writing me? He's like, you better
For
learn to play.
real.
You're gonna get beat real quick. And I said okay, and and then I'm like, just send for money or whatever. And then I said, I talked a little trash, and then he said, quit
Yeah.
breathing. And so finally I was like, you know what, screw this guy, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna block him. Like I don't need to deal with him. Like we're never gonna meet up, and if we meet up, I
Yeah.
highly doubt he's gonna do anything to me, or vice versa. Like I don't really care enough on that part. Like I told him you're trying to be cool for your stream. Anyways, so fast forward, then I beat the brakes off of Hard Flats, bro. I made him quit. I made him tap
Yeah.
out. And then I went to his stream just to be like, "Yo, good game," and they banned me in there too.
They banned you in there too.
Yeah, they banned me there too. Oh man, Kep and him were mad. He didn't. I don't think he said anything, but Kep was so upset, and they're like, "He has the best team." Blah blah blah. I just don't
Yeah.
spend a bunch of money on abilities, bro. I feel like I use
Yeah.
skill, I guess I'll say. Like, you know how annoying it is to play Escape Artist all game? 99 Michael Vick or 99
Yeah.
Lamar and play Escape Factor and Fast Break and Dashing Deadeye. Like, that's not really skill, but what do you like? I didn't know Hard Flats was super popular.
I knew that he was like a streamer. I don't think I really watched his stream before,
Is
so
he
I
as
don't know
big as
what
Kep
his.
or no?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay, because
I
Kep's his
yeah, I don't know
moderator.
what
I
his
know that
show.
Kep was his
Yeah.
moderator, but the funny thing is I I couldn't believe that I ended up playing his friend that night and beating
Yeah,
him.
that's crazy.
So I took
So so
him
it's
and
so
his crew.
yeah, so you just beat him and his crew in the same night.
Yeah. Here, side note, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put the guy out on blast because he's a cool dude and he's just not built like this. But I think he's more reserved. He told me that Kep used to be like pretty normal and nice, right?
Right.
Once he started to blow up, he became like an egomaniac, narcissistic dude. and thought he was better than everyone.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, he's just kind of toxic. I mean, to put it like, bluntly, I mean, it's just kind of like a toxic stream and stuff. Like, people just feel safe behind the PS4 controller or the computer. I mean, that's literally all it is. So,
Yo, I just couldn't believe it though, man. I couldn't believe how he was talking. There's a person in our chat, and I don't know what that is.
what did they
Uh,
say? What did they?
I can't read it. It's in a different language.
Oh,
Appreciate you being in
oh.
here. I mean, hopefully you're saying something good. I don't know how
Yeah,
to speak
you're
what
not.
you wrote me.
Yeah, they're probably cussing at us in a different
You know what?
language or
I'm
something.
actually, you know what? I am gonna see what they're saying to me.
Alright.
I'm gonna decipher it. I'm gonna go to Google.
Yeah.
So let's see what they gotta say. Hopefully it's something nice, because I appreciate it if
Yeah.
it's nice. If it's not, I'm gonna ban you. Oh,
Just like Big
hello,
Cap.
Konnichiwa.
uh,
Oh, Konnichiwa. Yep, Konnichiwa. How are you?
yeah. But but I mean, yeah, I mean it's just toxic. I mean, I guess not all streamers are like that, but there are definitely a few in our community, but I guess that's for another time. So I mean, to recap, I mean, the first time you paused, you were kind of, like,
No, I was being a jerk
messing
the
with,
first time.
yeah. But the second time was like a legit
Yeah, the
pause.
second time I
Yeah,
actually was trying to check what
yeah.
our guys was in Discord asked me to check out, and kept just rage, bro, like so angry. Hey, that's really cool that Google can translate for you right away.
Right.
So it's Konnichiwa. So I wrote back, "How are you?" in Japanese because I can change it. So all you have to do, Trey, which is really cool,
Yeah.
is type something up in English and then say translate for me to Russian or Chinese, and it will.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then if you ever like need help about, like, how to install something, or how to fix something, there's probably a YouTube video out there that you can watch.
Oh yeah, you know what's really
Yeah.
cool is I watch like English people go to different countries and speak the native language, and I
Yeah.
watch how people get shocked. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I think I watched a video not too long ago where I think it's like, they say it's like what English sounds like to, basically like people that don't speak English. So that was pretty
I
cool.
heard English is really tough, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, they say that, but I think it depends. Like, I think well, I mean, I don't know because I'm not really a language, but I think that if you speak like Spanish or something that's along the lines, I don't think it's really that difficult. But if it's like something completely different, then yeah, then
Hey man, so we're hey, shout out to the channel. We're 30 for the people in the channel that support. 30 away from 2,000 subs. That's so
yeah,
crazy.
let's get to 2000 2000 subs for sure.
You know what's gonna be crazy though? Hopefully,
Yeah.
is like when we're talking about wow. I remember when we were at 2,000 subs and we're at 25,000.
Yeah, that would be cool. Be like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I believe in it for sure.
I
So,
mean, I read, like I said, I read up on a lot of YouTube stuff, and they said it starts getting easier to get subs when you have a certain amount, and it's true. It's been way easier since I've gotten over like the 1,500 mark. And it's like because they pop up, right? I believe that's how YouTube works, Trey, right? So like if I look up
yeah,
how to tie a knot, and the guy is a like a wilderness guy, and his channel has like 5 million subs, his will pop up first, right?
Mhm.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, I mean, there's an algorithm to YouTube, and it's kind of difficult, but I think it varies honestly. But
It sure is weird how certain days, though, like our channel when we're like streaming blows
yeah,
up, and it's weird. Like so, the patch notes that I hit on that broke out this week.
yeah.
They're doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. But I looked at who promoted it. It was another channel, or who put it on suggestions. It was another channel talking about the new patch. So for some
Oh,
reason, they promoted my channel on the side page of to go there. And I have more views than them now. It's the weirdest thing ever.
yeah. So, excuse me. So yeah, if you want to, get updates of when a new patch, I mean, Shane's usually one of the first people to report on a patch, and he actually knows. And I don't think he's an employee, but he's kind of like an insider guy at EA Sports that he's in contact with. So, if he has information that he's allowed to share, then he'll definitely
Well,
share it.
do you remember when he told me that there was going to be a big patch and nobody knew about it and ended up dropping when he said it? When was that? Was that the October one?
Yeah, I think it was like October, November,
Yeah, it
somewhere
was a
in there.
huge patch and
Yeah.
nobody knew about, but he gave insight. But no, the only thing that kind of is like my pet peeve, maybe annoyance. People are starting to put patch notes out there, and I know I was one of the first ones to do it. And I'm not gonna name the name, but there's a big guy out there that's way more popular than me who started doing patch notes after I did it,
Yep.
and he's known for stealing, and it's unfortunate because his top are at the top of the list every time. So they go to him first, but I usually put mine out instantly, I think I beat most people.
Yeah, so you kind of get a jump on it ahead of time, so that's, the benefit of it, I
Yeah, so I
guess.
can get like news, so we'll get new subscribers and people listening. But I've noticed that it slows down after maybe a day or a day and a half, and that's usually when the guy or other people that are bigger than me put it out as well. So then people start going there because it pops up to go to their channel. It's just like I realize when we're live streaming during the day between 1 and 2, there's not a lot of people streaming at that time during the week, and the channel is at the top a lot of the times. Anyways, that's just breaking down YouTube.
Yeah, breaking down YouTube's. So anyway, I mean, we covered the Super Bowl. We talked about a funny incident that happened during the week. We covered the Madden challenge. If anybody else on the chat has some questions, let us know. And if not, then I think we're gonna sign out for the week unless Shane has something he'd like to say. But I mean, I appreciate you guys for tuning in and the people that are gonna watch this back. We will be back next week at 5 o'clock. I know that we were a little bit late, but hopefully we'll be on time for next week. So,
We'll definitely be on time next week. It was my fault
yeah.
today, but we'll definitely be on time for next Thursday. Um, But no, we're gonna wrap it up. It's West Coast Madden Podcast. I'm Shanegotyou11, and as always, with me is Trey. We're gonna be doing the podcast the day before Valentine's Day, so be sure to tune in next Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We'll see you next week.